what you're looking at is this little play button here. I'm just gonna hit play. This is actually not even the PICO-8 app. This is just running straight out of the browser at pico-8-edu.com. Let's get started. When you start PICO-8, there's nothing. It's empty. Nada. All these tabs are empty. Code tab, empty. Art tabs are empty. Music tab, nothing. There's nothing in here. That's great. That's totally fine. Let's go ahead and start putting something in here. A lot of PICO-8 stuff starts with code. I like to start with a little guy instead. I think starting with little guy is the most fun way to do this. One of my favorite little guys to start with is like a parrot, some kind of little bird, some kind of little green bird sometimes can be nice. He needs like a boink. He needs like a badoink like this, maybe. Yeah, this is a great little guy. I love this guy. And then we need to make like a place for him. So he's a bird, so we can make a place that has trees, or we can make a place that has, let's do something kind of simple for now. Let's just do like rocks or something. Yeah. Rocks look like this, right? Something like this anyway. Let's add a little bit of detail. Some kind of fancy rock with little dots and things on it. Great. I guess I forgot to introduce, this is the sprite editor. So this is built into PICO-8. This is your code editor here. This is your sprite editor. And your sprites live in this little tabbed tile table down here. And you can just draw little guys with your little colors. That's pretty much all you need to know about it for now. So we made a rock, and now we're going to go over to the next tab, which is the map tab. And we're going to draw a little map for the bird to kind of explore. So go like this. This kind of makes it look like a cave. That's not really ideal bird vibes, I feel like. But maybe you're a cave bird. Maybe you've been trapped in a cave. I don't know. We'll figure something out. So he could be here, or he could be like here, maybe. It kind of looks more side-scrolly than top-down, but I think we'll stick with this for now. Actually, let's go ahead and let's make some more details, though. Let's make we'll make some water. I mean, there can be like water. There's like a dark cave, like a wet cave, maybe, with some watery bits in it. So this could be like a pool over here. That'll help with that top-down side view vibe. This helps it feel a little more top-downy to me. Let's see. And then maybe mushrooms. Caves usually have mushrooms in them, right? Make a cute little mushroom. Yeah, that's adorable. So there's some kind of like outcroppings of mushrooms in places, maybe. Over here by the wet bit. That wet bit looks kind of crazy with those corners, though. Okay. Great. Okay, we made a weird little cave, and there's a bird in the cave for some reason. We're gonna figure that out in a second. Maybe the bird is in there on purpose. We don't know yet. And that's the way we like it. So now that we have a little guy and we have a place for the little guy to explore, now is a great time to start writing code, not before this. So the program has a couple of automatic functions that are really, really helpful for organizing your thoughts and what you're doing each frame of the program, which are _update and _draw. These are special functions that PICO-8 itself will call automatically while it's running. And first thing we want to do is draw our map. Done. This is technically a program. We can hit run, which is a little hotkey here. And you can see it's drawn the map. And it has drawn the map directly over the launch screen because there's no command to clear out the screen data there. So we'll tell it to clear the screen to black 0. If you put the mouse over there, black color, that's 0, that's black. So we're saying clear the screen to black and then draw our map, please and thank you. And now it does it. Nothing happens. It's just drawing the map each frame 30 times a second. And there's no fun bird friend in here. So let's get our bird friend appearing too. After we draw the map, we're going to draw a sprite. We're drawing sprite number 1. Sprite 1. And let's draw it at tile 8-8. That'll be about in the middle of the screen. Boop. So you see here, tile map is tiles, sprites are pixels though. So he's been drawn at pixel 8-8, not tile 8-8. So if we want to put him on tile 8, we want to multiply that by the number of pixels each tile is, right? But now he's in here. All right. Doesn't move or anything. He's just occupying the cave. But this is a great starting point. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to make some variables. PX for player X position and PY for player Y position. And we are going to set these to 8. And now I've done these in tiles, not in pixels. We'll show why in a second, but it's really handy for a bunch of things. So bird is still showing up there, but he's not really moving or anything. What we need is input. We want to be able to press the arrow keys and move the bird around. So let's make a little function to do input. I'm going to type this out in a way, and then I'll explain what I'm doing. If button P0 and X equals -1, if button P1, whoops, button P2 and Y equals -1 and P3 and Y equals 1, and then we'll do PX plus equals NX, and we'll do PY plus equals NY, and voila. Okay, so I've done this in a certain way. Oh, this thing is being sensitive. Okay, there we go. I've done this in a certain way, but basically what we're saying here is we are asking the input system, the button presses, what direction has the player requested? Have they requested to move relative to the player, relative to where they are now? Have they requested to move one coordinate to the left, or one coordinate to the right, or one coordinate up, or one coordinate down? And once we know where they want to go, we're just adding that to our player coordinate. So this should have us moving around. Voila. Okay, we've got a little guy already. This is great. But the way we've set this up lets us do some really cool things. First thing this lets us do is we can start to do some checks. So first, let's break this up. So we're going to break this up. First you get the inputs and then you move. Okay, beep, 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 beep. Moving around. We love it. We're still moving around. And you can say we're just getting input here. We're doing our movement code here, and we're drawing our stuff here. And this is great. The problem is that the bird can go into all the things, right? The bird can go into the rocks. The bird can go into the water. The bird can go into the mushrooms. The bird goes in all the things. This is not what we want. We wanted to make a video game where stuff is supposed to make sense. So at the top here, we are going to say if you're not moving, so your requested next X coordinate is 0 and your next Y coordinate is 0, just don't even run the function. Just return, just don't even do it. So now we're saying, okay, we've got a coordinate, we're going to do something, but we need to check if there's something in our way before we move there. This is very easy to do, fortunately. We're going to make a new variable. The next player X coordinate would be the player X plus the next X. They're relative, that +1 - 1, right? And NPY would be PY plus NY. So now we know where we're trying to move to. And then all we have to do is ask the tile map what's there. If there's nothing there, then we know it's okay to move there. So if mget map get. So get something off of the tile map, this thing, at that coordinate. And we've sent not our player coordinate and not our relative next coordinate, but we sent the combination, the next place that we think, the place we want to move toward, the location the player has requested they move toward. And we're going to pull that data out of the tile map. And what we want is tile 0. Anything in the map that's empty is empty because it's tile 0. So if the next coordinate is 0, then go ahead and move there. And now we have a game, sort of. You cannot go in the walls anymore. We have created a nice tile-based kind of bitsy feeling thing from scratch in almost no minutes. And we've got a little guy in a cool, weird environment, and we have functionally collisions. But we don't have a lot of gameplay or anything yet. So the next step might be to figure out what it is that maybe happens when you go moving around. So one thing that would be maybe cute and easy to do here would be to let you collect those mushrooms. So let's say else if, and we get npx npy equals, what's a mushroom? A number 4. Mushroom is number 4. Is number 4, then you can move there too. But when you do, the mushroom is going to disappear. We'll actually do this before we move anywhere, I think. Let's set the tile we're moving to empty. Set it to 0. Oh, it doesn't work. We've made a mistake somehow. Oh, we made a typo. That's silly. Typo fixed, and go. Boink, boink, boink. We're eating the mushrooms. Bird eats all of the mushrooms. If we really want it to be a game, then what we're going to have to do, of course, is count the mushrooms. So up here, we'll make a new variable, mushrooms equals 0. And then down here, when we collect the mushroom, we will say mushrooms plus equals 1. We also need to draw on the screen somewhere the mushrooms that we have. And for now, we'll just put it in the upper left corner. You can see there's a 0 now in the upper left corner. And I am a little bird. And as I collect the mushrooms, number goes up. And as number goes up, I think we can all agree it's a video game. And then I'm tempted to do one last thing that admittedly, with the way we've set up the art and so on and so forth, makes no sense at all. But I think we should do one other weird thing here, which is we have this weird water stuff. And it'd be interesting if there was a rule about moving onto the water, maybe, that's related to the mushrooms. The mushrooms is the only other thing that we have, right? So we could say maybe something like, if you're trying to move onto the water, if mushrooms, let's say greater than 4, so if you have a greater than or equal to 5, let's say, then you're allowed to move on to the water. Why? I do not know, but I think that might be cool. I couldn't tell you for sure why. So this 7 here is the color. I think we should change the color of this too. So I think we should say if mushrooms greater than or equal to 5 here, then print this message, else print this message. Now there's the same message, but we want to change the color. So 7 is white. It says color 7 down at the bottom there. Let's make it blue to show that you can go in the water. Because video games. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Bump, bump. Okay, it's currently 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah! And now we can go in the water. We cannot go in the water with 1 or 2. But once we're up to 5, now we can go in the water. That's great. And maybe that's important. Maybe there are actually mushrooms that are in the water that you can only get by going and getting these mushrooms first. And maybe some of these mushrooms are like harder to get than the other ones or something. You have to kind of go around some kind of little labyrinth or something. Let's try that. So I'm a little bird guy. I've got my mushrooms, but I can't get those mushrooms. So I have to kind of go around here. And then en route, I get enough mushrooms to be able to go in here and collect these too. Nice. Anyway, that's kind of it. This is the process. This is all it requires. This is all that I ever do when I am doing these things. This is not very much code. There's about 50 lines of code total here. And a non-trivial amount of that is to support this mushroom collecting nonsense. And we haven't taken very long to set this up. So yeah, that's the whole thing. If you can do this, if you can follow along with this, and you can get these pieces going, then you're ready to make a weird little CorgiSpace game in PICO-8. I hope this was helpful or interesting, and I'm super excited to see what y'all make. Thank you.